San Diego 6 News in the morning. Your station for balanced news.
Well, a big job fair is coming up on Friday, and if you want to find employment, now is the time to prepare for this. And this fair couldn't have come at a better time since the unemployment rate is nearly 9.5% right now in San Diego. So here to talk about the job fair event and many other things is Scott Silverman, the Executive Director of Second Chance. This is a human services agency right here in San Diego.
It is. Good morning.
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
And you had this new book out in November, Tell Me No, I Dare You, which is quite a catchy title.
And it's actually very timely, because when you think about it, when you go in job interviews, the things you hear most of the time is no. And the whole idea about the book is taking no and turning it into yes. And in this environment, finding your yes is real important.
You know, I have so many people who, have been laid off, friends, and they just start to become so defeated that I just, maybe I need to move somewhere or something. And so it goes with that. Tell me no, I dare you.
Sure. And where are you going to go right now? Because the whole economy globally is different places.
Can't sell your house.
You can't do anything right now that isn't impacted somewhere in the global universe right now. So the goal really for us is what we teach is how to go get and keep a job. And there are some basic core values to do that, to be successful with it. And one of them sometimes is just taking a position which may not be your dream job, but it gets you back into the workforce, access to health care benefits, and when you're working, it's much easier to get a job when you don't have a job.
So even if it's not ideal, you're saying that if somebody says, okay, we want to hire you, and you think, I don't know if this is the right fit, doesn't seem like it, go for it.
Absolutely. Even if it's 1/3 time or half time, spend the rest of that time through your week, if you will, hunting for a better job and maybe even volunteering in a career path that you would love to be in full time down the road. Because in this environment, it's going to change quickly. You talked about the high percentage of unemployment. They only count the people who get unemployment benefits. So when you count seniors, you count unemployed individuals who have lost their benefits, hard to serve.
Much higher.
Much higher. So the competition for jobs today is really keen. But what's interesting is, think about this. People hire people, not resumes. So really it's all about networking right now. I was just with somebody a couple of weeks ago that lost their job. They were talking to a group of friends, and one of their friends actually heard about that position, swung around behind their friend, went to that employer, and actually got the job because they had a skill set their friend didn't. So networking in a variety of different ways can actually start to project some information you didn't have when you had started your journey.
It certainly is, because if you're just a pile of resumes, it's really hard to stand out. So if you know someone that you can actually hand it to and smile and shake hands,
sure, or ask somebody about a position. Good example was with a hotelier, a big one here in town, big employer. They say, look, we're not hiring, but they have a 30% turnover, even the best of times. So they're not hiring, but they're replacing positions. So they're not going to hang a sign out right now because there's so many people out of work. But at the end of the day, we're lucky in San Diego. There's lots of job opportunities, especially during the summer.
Okay, so we've gone through some of these resume networking options. Preparation, appearance, and awareness. Let's go over those three.
Well, absolutely. And I believe the interview starts at the curb. Don't wait till you walk into somebody's office, because you never know who might be looking at you. And you have to make sure that's your shower day, I like to say, and you're groomed well and you look good. You don't have too much perfume or aftershave. And if you're a smoker, for God's sakes, don't smell like a cigarette when you walk in the office.
Don't spit out the gum while the boss is walking by.
Absolutely. And make sure you're not chewing on anything and you haven't got your little Burger King in your bag, because you know you're going to be there all morning waiting for an interview. Go start that interview when you get off the bus, off the trolley, out of your car, walking in the office building.
Okay, so and also awareness, attitude. You don't want to come across as too strong, but you don't want to come across as a wallflower either.
Correct. And actually, when you think about it, most employers will pick somebody because of their attitude, not because of their skill set. If you're a knucklehead and you have a bad attitude, an employer would rather pick somebody that's trainable, teachable, and that's going to be part of the team. And the HR departments, their job is to pick somebody that's going to work next to one of their coworkers. So they're really looking for something just like you and I are, someone who's likable, someone who's personable, someone who's willing to come early, stay late, make a commitment, and know that they're working for the employer, but not coming with entitlement, like, where's my job, I have all this experience, or I've just finished college, somebody owes me something, because that comes through in the projection in the interview.
I know, it's just it's a fine balance, and so that I think that really does make a difference. Now, this job fair that's coming up on Friday, sometimes you expect a lot of people and not many show up, but lately it seems like there have been job fairs and so many more people than were expected show up.
Correct.
So what will people get out of this?
Well, a couple things. First of all, it's at our offices at 6145 Imperial Avenue in Encanto. Secondly, we have a lot of employers coming out. Just getting employers to come out today and man a booth was hard, because most of them are overwhelmed with applications and resumes resumes and online queries. So what we suggested to them was come out, promote your company, do some cause marketing. So what we're doing was having some workshops. Phil Blair's going to be there with Manpower. Mark Caffrey's coming from Workforce Partnership, and myself. We're going to give some seminars and some ideas and do some networking. So come on out if you can from 1 to 4. And actually, if you have time, we have a graduation class 131. The Second Chance Drive class is going to be graduating 11 a.m. Hang out with us from 1 to 4 and talk to employers, because they may not be hiring today, but in 2 or 3 weeks something can happen. People
you can make an impression in person.
Yeah, and you only get you never get a second chance to make a first impression,
right.
and you get 8 seconds to do it. So you can introduce yourself. You know what? If they like you and they have a slot coming up, or they're laying someone off, or someone's leaving the company, the only way they'll know it, and you'll notice, if you're there to say hello.
All right, and then Tell Me No, I Dare Use your new book. You can get it online. Scott Silverman, hey, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
We gave out a lot of information in a short time, so it'll be connected to our website at san diego6.com. Just click on the link, Hot Topics.